Hello. Hi. So, good morning. Like, we didn't wash our face yet. We didn't brush our teeth yet. Like, nothing. I woke up. I thought to myself, what am I doing? Yes, I'm drinking coffee. Yes, but what do you want to do with your mind today? And I look over, and this book I found a few weeks ago. So it's just been sitting beside my bed. It says good vibes, but on the inside of it, we'll share it here, there are 105 universal laws that I started 6/19/19. And I must have found a printable online. I don't even know the link, but we all have a search bar. We all have Google. Type in 105 universal laws, and there is a PDF printable somewhere that has these laws. So these are my notes that I took. Sadie Blank at Herb Oracle. I am like distracted by my morning face. Do you really want to make a video right now? No makeup? You didn't even wash your face? Like, are we doing this? Yeah, we're doing it. So if you would want to go do the whole Herb Oracle experience, go to Ho from the beginning, at some point in June of 2019, I started doing one of these every podcast. And I, big disclaimer, I don't necessarily know if these are true or accurate, but this is what the printable was, and this is what like the topic of discussion was per se. And then I think obviously we pulled oracle cards then for something, just I just felt like studying these laws was going to benefit me. So anyways, sorry for so long in getting to this point. This morning I was like, you know what, honey, you're going to read through these laws and you're going to remind yourself of a few things. And then my entrepreneurial self chimed in, couldn't you just make a video when you do that to save time and perhaps help others at the, read through it together? So I started thinking about that as I read, number one, the law of abundance. And I thought, yeah, I think that probably is a good idea to make a video. And now I'm realizing how freaking long this video is going to be. But if you want to get the cliff notes from Self-Help Sadie, that's my new alias, then this video is for you. All right, so number one, and all I'm going to do is read through these laws. I'm going to timestamp them in the description. I'm going to do that for you. I'm going to do that for you, and I'm going to do that for me, because at some point you might be, bebopping along and you hear somebody say the law of no judgments, and you're going to go, wait, didn't Sadie talk about that one time at Herb Oracle and in that really dumb long video that she made? And you're like, yeah. And you're like, but which one is that? So you can look in the description and be like, oh, it's number 60. Am I really going to do all of these? The law of no judgments. And then bam, you can timestamp, travel your way to that one. Are we doing this? Yes. Number one, the law of abundance. So I've got stars here, and it says use visualization to raise your vibe. Be in this world, but not of this world. Success, opulence, abundance. So success, opulence, and abundance, I got a little swoopy arrow that reiterates you can have success of communication, of spirituality. You can have successful relationships, financial success. You can have an opulence of excellent health, emotional stability. That would be cool. Yeah. You can have unique experiences. That can be your abundance. Open yourself up to as many forms of abundance possible and watch it all multiply. Be thankful and receive more. That is the law of abundance. Number 2, the law of action. Doing becomes understanding. The law of action. Doing becomes understanding. Concept of love. Knowingness when we act. So the law of action is a concept of love and a knowingness when we act. Like I said, if you want the longer version, go find Herb Oracle. She'll hang out with you. Number 3, the law of Akasha. Air, earth, fire, water, ether. So I have a little arrow from Akasha to ether. So the law of Akasha, it says in everything / everywhere. All information, past, present, future. Divinely guided, infinite intelligence in all things. Number 4, the law of analogy. Mentally explain the unexplainable. And that's all I wrote. So just as a reminder, that big disclaimer, these are just cliff notes and I can't stand behind any of them. But the law of analogy, number 4, says mentally explain the unexplainable. So that makes sense because we use analogies to explain shit we don't understand all the time. Number 5, the law of ascension. When the personality loosens the illusion of separation from its God self, the vibration of the person raises to the point of ascension. Big stars, the soul is high vibe. It's a time to shine your light, be an example of loving energy. It's number 5, the law of ascension. Number 6, the law of attraction. Basic law of all manifestation holds our solar system together around the sun. And here you thought it got you cars and houses. No, it's holding the whole solar system together, apparently, according to my notes. It's the primary law of man. And then I have a little note that says the law of attraction has 11 sub-laws. So that's number 6, the law of attraction. Okay, only a billion more to go. Number 7, the law of balance. Balance each thought with love, respect, and equality. Communicate with love. Don't give your power away. Don't defend your viewpoint. Have a balanced self-esteem. Give love unconditionally. So that's a lot for number 7, the law of balance. Regardless, good reminders. Number 8, the law of challenge. Right to ask another of his or her intent. Identify. So there's a little arrow from another that says disembodied being. The law of challenge. So this is going to be important, I think, if we hang out with aliens. Ask 3 times the exact same question, same words. You will be given the correct information. So that's number 8, the law of challenge. You have the right to ask another of their intent. What is your intent? What is your intent? What is your intent? And then you have to tell me. All right, number 9, the law of chemical affinity. See, I don't even remember these. The law of chemical affinity governs the soul aspect in the mineral kingdom, marriage of atoms, romance of the elements, perpetuates life of the mineral kingdom, and preserves its integrity. The law of chemical affinity. So this is what we talked about at Herb Oracle. We just loved it there. Either that or I just was like, all right, whatever, let's pull some cards. That sounds more like me. Okay, number 10, the law of cohesion, home of the monad. And then in parentheses, it says coherence, harmony of mind and heart. So if you listen to Joe Dispenza, you are always hearing him talk about coherence. That's when you get the mind and the heart coheritating together. That's not even a word. The law of coherence, home of the monad, coherence, harmony of mind and heart. Okay, move on, Sadie. Number 11, the law of color. Aren't these fun? All colors are centers of attraction and can be healing in parts, the physical, emotional, mental bodies. Humans are partially, hard to read your handwritingly, partially composed of color. In the aura, we are color, tone, symbols, speed of vibration, or light. When intense rays of one or more colors are sent to a specific area of the body, change results. So 11 is the law of color. We're made of colors, we're auras, we're energy, we're rays, we're tones, we're symbols, we're speeds of vibration, we're light. And then if we want to heal certain parts of our body, we can send these specific rays to that part of our body. Pretty interesting. It makes me, I almost bought, and I told, now I'm not allowed to buy any more books. Okay, that's kind of my new personal rule. But I almost bought Louise Hay's color book just for fun. Now I'm wishing I would have. All right, are we up to number 12 at about 12 minutes on the clock? Okay, so now I know how long this video is going to be. Holy crap. Number 12 is the law of common ground. Problem-solving approach, and is an area where two or more can gather to blend differences, clear the space, clean past energies, and imprint your own energy. Cage with a gold net and send love. So those are my notes on number 12, the law of common ground. This is probably about when I started challenging the fact that if that was even a law, but it's a space where we can blend differences, clear, clean past energies, and imprint your own energy. Cage with a gold net and send love. All right, number 13, the law of consciousness. As consciousness expands, the space for events increases and reveals outstanding needs. So the law of consciousness, as consciousness expands, the space and events increase to reveal outstanding needs. Okay, that's all I've got for the law of consciousness. These were just the notes, the takeaway notes that I wanted, I guess, to remember. Number 14, the law of the law of continuity of consciousness. The law of continuity of consciousness. Universe is continuous and in endless expansion. Everything in creation is connected. This is the law of continuity. Be aware of thoughts, emotions, actions. Observe and know. Acknowledge the soul. Identify with the whole. Awaken to enlightenment. Knowing we are all one. Individual consciousness. Connect with cosmic. Moving on. Number 15, the law of cycles. Nature exists within a larger pattern of cycles. All things happen in good time. Everything has a time to rise and a time to fall. Whatever rises falls, and whatever falls shall rise again. That is the principle of cycles. And that is number 15, the law of cycles. Number 16, the law of cyclic return. Wheel of incarnation. Soul's incarnation must be completed. If not, you will come back in a different body to reincarnate. All karma must be cleared. Forgiveness and soul growth, accomplishment before entire episode of reincarnational growth is considered finished. Number 17. This is the law or right to decree. This is also a divine invocation. So number 17, the law or right to decree. For service to others allows the higher realms to help us and not be confined from the law of non-intervention. Okay, you ready for this? By divine decree, in the name of blank, and under the law of grace, I ask for ... It is done, and I thank you. So you always say the law of grace because it keeps it in its highest good. You say this entire request 3 times, then let it go. Trust in its higher hands. So by divine decree in the name of Jesus Christ and under the law of grace, I ask for money, money, money. It is done and I thank you. But get more specific and don't be an ass. Number 18, the law of disipline. Discipline expands the entity to a greater degree, action to greater freedom and independence, provides focus to achieve skill level and depth of knowledge. Number 18, the law of discipline, commitment involving discipline over a period of time, both provide the bridge between here and our goals. Number 19, the law of disintegration, ultimate shedding of sheaths, releasing the illusion of the perception of separation. This ultimate shedding moves us closer to oneness, and that is number 19, the law of disintegration. Number 20, the law of divine flow. Live in the moment, big thumb. Centering ourselves in love. Being in service to others. See, I'm trying to help you, Scuzzy. The law of divine flow, being in service to others, moment by moment, flow of the higher self, the God self. Create actions of love, allowingness, best for all. Say the right things. Let go of old patterns. The more we do this, the more we are able to strengthen our connection to our God self. Law number 21, the law of divine love and oneness. Law of divine love and oneness. Complete a round of reincarnation. Entity can then merge with God, live in liquid light, or reincarnate as an avatar in 3D with purpose of aiding mankind. Number 22, the law of economy causes matter always to follow the line of least resistance, governs matter, opposite pole of spirit. This is the law of economy. Initiates must master this law before they can achieve liberation or enlightenment. You see, it's like law of attraction, law of attraction, law of attraction. And here, if we don't master the law of economy, whatever that is, we're not going to achieve liberation. So we've got to, I guess, go with them all. We'll see. All right, number 23 is the law of economy of force, and my favorite lip glimmer from Avon. The law of economy of force, number 23, one of the three major laws: the activity aspect, material and spiritual evolution of the cosmos to the best possible advantage with the least expenditure of force. That's the law of economy of force. Number 24, law of equalities or analogy. As above, so below. As below, so above. Love, wisdom. Major linking agent in the universe. Analogy leads mind back to oneness, enlightenment. Our outer world is a mirror of our inner world. This correspondence principle enables discernment, intuition, hunches, and remote viewing out of body experiences. This is the law of equalities. Ethereal dark matter substance connects everything. Earth is a school for practicing these laws of mind control. And then I have it like there's a line that goes back up to say our outer world is a mirror of our inner world. Just remember that. Master and enhance clarity of vision and manifestation. So, whoa, that was a whole page for number 24, law of equalities. 25, the law of expansion of the consciousness in every form is the cause of spheroidal, sounds like hemorrhoidal, but it's a sphere, form of every life in the entire solar system. Existence dwells in a sphere. That's number 25, the law of expansion. So a lot of these might just spark your interest to research more. Number 26, the law of expectation. Energy follows thought. All right, now we're back. We're at something I can understand. We move toward but not beyond what we can imagine. What we assume, expect, or believe colors and creates our experience. By changing our expectations, we change our experience of every aspect of life. 27, the law of faith. It's not just one of those words that makes you want to put your hand on your heart and feel it for a minute while I take a drink. Yeah, faith. We know more than we've read, heard, and studied. We are a part of the all and have a direct link to universal wisdom. We only have to develop more trust in our own deepest intuition and wisdom, be the source of our own decisions. That's the law of faith. Number 28, the law of fixation. As a man thinks, so is he. According to his thoughts are his desires and acts, and so results the future. The law of fixation. Yeah, I mean, again and again we hear that. As you think, so you are. Number 29, the law of flexibility. Be in the present moment, accept yourself, others, and current circumstances. Everything serves our highest good if we make good use of it. And then in parentheses, I have serenity prayer for the law of flexibility. So there you go. Run with it, children. Run, run, run. Number 30, the law of forgiveness. Energy of allowingness, seeing all is love. Eye for an eye keeps vibe low. These are good notes, you guys. All good comes from forgiveness. Forgiveness is holiness and quiet of mind, might of mighty and eternal virtue. To forgive, to release old anger, allows the law of grace to intercede and disperse amounts of karma stored in the Akasha. That was number 30, the law of forgiveness. Moving on, good job, you. The law of free will, or the law of choice. We have the power to choose our direction, which goes into soul growth or soul loss. This is number 31, the law of free will. Thoughts are things and mind is the builder. Hate equals diminished light. So loss of light is from hate. Hate equals diminished light, and soul could be absorbed back into spirit and no longer have a separate awareness. Whoa! So stop hating. Choose to be under the influence of others or be an example for others. So the law of free will, you can either be under the influence of others or you can choose to be an example for others. You have the power to choose. Number 32, law of gender. All right. Masculine and feminine law is ever at work on all three planes of causation. So the great spiritual plane, the great mental plane, and the great physical plane. Mother, Father, God, eventually one blended self. I'm not explaining, I'm just reading. Number 33. The law of goodwill. Only mentally polarized people can appropriate the energy of will to good on the mental plane to create loving scenarios. Whoa! Only mentally polarized people can appropriate the energy of will to good. So the law of goodwill, you got to get lined up with it. All right? We've made it to number 34. The law of grace. And all I wrote was the law of grace waive the law of karma if the person is loving and sending healing. Whoa, that's a loophole. You can get out of your karma if you're loving and sending energy. And that's why you always say under grace. So yeah, I want money, money, money under grace. Because I could get money, money, money if I get run over by a truck and then I have no legs and then I get a bunch of money, but I don't want money like that. I want it under grace. So say that. I want to be of highest good under grace. I want to love under grace. I want to heal under grace. I thought you weren't explaining, Sadie. Number 35, the law of group endeavor. Okay, so this is a good one, especially if you've made it this far, because the law of group endeavor is multiplying of energy when we come together and focus and manifest. So yes, I could have just sat in my cozier bed than this freaking chair and read these laws, but I knew that if I made a video of it and you're thinking about these laws with me and we're thinking about how we want to tweak them for ourselves, we're here together. We're focusing together, we're manifesting together, and we're multiplying the energy when we come together. So focus on pure thought times 3. I'm assuming there's at least 2 of you watching. And that means we are exploding energy, beginning lesson of manifestation. So the law of group endeavor, if we are all thinking of peace together, if we're all thinking of beautifulness together, if we're all thinking of love together, if we're all thinking of puppies together, we're going to get more puppies. This is really important, you guys. We need more puppies. So anyways, it's a good reminder from number 35, the law of group endeavor, to get a couple mastermind friends and come together and put your thoughts together. Pray together, love together, dance together, brush your hair together. Number 36, the law of group life. All right, so this says, bring law of brotherhood into expression. Will my action tend to the group good? Will the group suffer or hurt if I do this? Okay, so all aspects of life are interdependent. When one precedes fuller expressions of all the group benefits, all of the group benefits. So it's like the law of group life is of the highest good. Is this going to help everybody? You know, you don't want to be using people as stepping stones. You want to be helping them. All right, peasants, let's go on. Number 37, the law of group progress. This is also the law of elevation. Divine goat? Did I write divine goat? I did. Divine goat on the mountain, symbolizing all hard places can be surmounted and summit reached with group effort. Divine goat. Okay, the law of group progress. So we can help each other up and we can summit. We can achieve. Number 38. Let's move on. The law of healing. This is a lot. And now we have a divine goat. I don't remember the divine goat, but now I do. Okay. The law of healing is number 38. The ability to channel, send some healing energy this right here. I need to do this. You have to stare at this side of my head for a little bit. The law of healing is number 38. Ability to channel energy. That's prana, that's chi, that's Holy Spirit, that's source. The ability to channel energy to remove blockages in yourself and others. Intent directs energy to past, present, or future. 7.8 hertz is maybe the numbers I wrote down for brain wave of the healer. That's also Earth's pulse beat. Healing by a trigger in a leap of faith. So number 38 is the law of healing. Number 39 is the law of higher will. So when we surrender our smaller self and will to the guidance of a higher will and dedicate our actions for the highest good of all concerned, we feel an inspired glow at the center of our life. And that's the law of higher will. Number 40 is the law of honesty. The law of honesty must be honest with ourselves and others. Spiritual laws must be followed just like gravity. If fear stops us from expressing ourselves, our feelings, and our needs, it costs us a sense of energy and spirit. So the law of honesty. Ain't no fake in the funk. Not with the universe. Number 41, the law of identity is the right of all to create one's beingness. The right of all to create one's beingness. The law of identity. We are our own entity, even when we merge with the great central sun and God. So you have a right to be. All right, number 42 is the law of intention. Did you even know there were so many freaking laws? The law of intention. Intention and physical action must be in alignment or it will not result in good. The law of intention must follow through or you create karma. That's why I have to come back to this channel and finish everything I said I would start and do. You have to do what you say. If you say you're going to do it, you better freaking do it. All right, number 43. The law of intuition. Our intuition becomes more profound when we claim our own spiritual identity. Stop depending on others' opinions for your sense of identity or worth. Start valuing and trusting your own intuition. Number 44, the law of inverse proportions. And then in parentheses, I wrote longevity. And I literally wrote, breathe less, live more. Make your respirations count. Divert breathing to the subtle channels and centers. So the law of inverse proportions, we're supposed to breathe less and live more. Sadie wants a break. Number 45, sit there. Wow, I'm so strict with myself. Number 45 is the law of justice. Okay, upholds creation, spontaneous for people of God realization. They have banished forever all wanting cross currents of ego. Oh no, I think I wrote thwarting. Wait, I can't read my writing. I need a break, Sadie, please. The law of justice for the people of God realization have banished forever all thwarting cross currents of the ego. And then the universe conspires for retribution. That does make sense. The law of justice. You got to get in alignment, and then you're not going to get those cross currents of the ego, and then the universe is going to conspire on your behalf. That's what that means. All right, number 46. Sadie, if you make it to 50, I'll let you push pause. Number 46 is the law of karma, natural principle of cause and effect. When used consciously, equals desired results, and then the unconscious use of the law of karma equals potentially disastrous stuffs. Karma is attracted only where the magnet of the personal ego still exists. So if you still have your ego, I guess you're still attracting karma. Number 47, the law of knowledge. All energy concerns energy application, use, or misuse. Information will be withheld until a person is ready, is a ready disciple. Big stars here. Proper use of thought energy, practice mindfulness, laws of energy, and become a pledged initiate to have access to knowledge. So number 47, that's a big one. The law of knowledge. You've got to have proper use of thought energy. Number 48, the law of the lotus, flowering self, flowering of the self, knowledge, love, sacrifice. The law of the lotus. That's all I wrote. Flowering of self. Knowledge, love, sacrifice. Sacrifice. I want to sacrifice this video and take a break and get more coffee. Wow. The ego is impatient. Number 49 is the law of love. Love in the personality desire. Love in the triad. Monads of love. There's 3 points starting and completion. Love limits itself by desire. That's something to think about, the law of love. But you have probably heard that if you studied the laws of the universe, that there are 3 points, starting and completion. So that's why we just keep on loving everything that we can. And we're loving these laws. We made it to 50, and then I'm going to get some coffee. The law of the lower 4 is number 50. This is also the law of etheric union. Back-to-back female and male form. Urn full of oil. I don't understand my notes. Oh, the female is an urn full of oil, and the male form is a tray of silver. The law of the lower 4, fiery energy of the 5th ray, the vitalizing factor, mental must dominate, secrets of the astral plane. So that's not giving you much for the 50th law of the lower 4, but you could search it and see what you come up with. All right, we're exercising the law of knowing when to get more coffee and eat a banana. Back on the universal laws. Number 51, the law of magnetic control. Every thought we have creates a match that comes back to us like a boomerang. So the law of magnetic control could literally be called the law of boomerang, magnetic control. So every thought we have creates a match that comes back to us. I think the most fun thing is like having so many different laws. You're like, wait, I could just make up like any law. So make up a funny law in the comments. The law of coffees and bananas. The law of... All right, number 52. The law of magnetic impulse. So we had the law of magnetic control. Now we have the law of magnetic impulse. Now this is also called the law of polar union. This is the first step towards marriage, manifesting factor. That's what it says. Number 53, the law of magnetism produces unifying of a personality. Get your hand off. No, keep it on. With a stage of high intellect unity or artistic attainment, stage of discipleship, and stage of treading the path. Did you catch any of that? The law of magnetism. It is an expression of lunar force and is a higher order than the law of physical sex. Number 54, the law of manifestation. Manifest first energy like love, joy, and peace into your aura with sounds, actions, and techniques, mental energy, and symbols. Okay, so I guess this is like directions. So first you manifest that first energy into your energy, your aura. Then hold more love in your heart. Hold more love in your emotional body to manifest physical objects. So that's why you have to increase your vibration. That's why you need to get a big cozy hoodie. That's why you need to take more coffee breaks, even if you could have done it before you hit record. You could edit it out. You probably won't. You probably won't put timestamps like you said you would. Thought is a force. Hold a pure thought. Whatever the powerful mind believes very intensely will instantly come to pass. Use your mind for good. You are a spark of the almighty consciousness of God. So 5-4, that's a good number. And it's the law of manifestation. And your mind already is powerful. You just need to discipline it and focus it. And then you will manifest like a mother trucker. All right, number 55. 55 is the law of mantras. I just want to be right here with you for this one. Mantras are linked to the divine and they connect us with higher energies. So your mantra practice should be forget that you are chanting, attain a state where nothing but the mantra exists and you connect with higher being and ray of light. So the law of mantras raises vibration of the self. So then that could help you with your law of manifestation. All right, number 56 is the law of meditation. These ones are good. These 50s are good. If you've hung out to this point, you're getting reminded that the law of meditation is a current of unified thought. At the very least, it's calming of self. So meditate on God, merging of the two, the self and God, merging of the two, and that equals enlightenment. So law of meditation, a current of unified thought. There is so much light coming in now. I'm fading out. I'm merging with God now, you guys. I gotta go. Bye. All right, number 57. The law of mentalism. The all is mind. That's in quotes. The all is mind. That is the law of mentalism. The universe is mental in nature. We are creations of the all. We are all within the infinite mind of the all. That is number 57, the law of mentalism. The law of stuffy nosism precedes number 58. Ooh, the law of miracles. Okay, here we go. Let's pick up some momentum here, Sade. The law of miracles. Realize the essence of creation is light. Employ divine knowledge of light to project into manifestation with powers of will and visualization. Nothing is a miracle except everything is a miracle. Number 59, the law of monadic return. Monadic. The law of monadic return. Force of evolution. I've got number 1, 2, 3. Number 1, 7 stars of the Great Bear. Number 2, 7 sisters of the Pleiades. Number 3, Sun Sirius. So this is number 59, whatever I wrote down for this. Within limits, man is controller of his destiny. Lesser lives and lesser centers of energy. As time passes, his radius of control expands. I don't know. This is where Google's going to come in, and you could type in the law of monadic return and the force of evolution and see what you come up with. To me, it means like, yeah, we can control like the small things, and then something in me says, yeah, and someday we'll become a star. That's what it says to me. But not like a star, like a YouTube star, like no, an actual in the sky. I don't know. Is that crazy? Yeah, it's crazy. You're crazy. We're all crazy. Number 60, the law of no judgments, but there's no judgment here. The law of no judgments. The universal spirit does not judge us. Judgments are human inventions. Judgments attract judgment in equal measure. Then I also have under number 60, the law of no judgments, end of life review. Living in duality 3D. So that's number 60, the law of no judgments. Number 61, the law of non-attachment. Attachment to self creates karma. At the top of this page, I have Kali Ma with all these little hearts around her name. Non-attachment to self dissolves karma. Realize nature of self is empty. Free yourself from karmically determined existence with spiritual practice and non-attached behavior. Enlightenment is real and attainable. So you can become enlightened. It is real. It is attainable. But wow, do we need to live the law of non-attachment? Because we are attached to ourselves and we keep creating karma for ourselves. And non-attachment to the self would dissolve karma. If we could realize nature of self is empty, we could free ourselves karmically. But here we are. All right, number 62. The law of non-intervention prevents beings from intervening or correcting what they see as wrong or harmful. Violations incur karma. Spirit must have permission to channel info. So as far as aliens go, they just watch us struggling down here. But the law of non-intervention, they don't intervene. Archangel Michael, Saint Germain, whatever guide you've got, Kali Ma, she don't intervene unless you tell her she's allowed. They have to have permission. You have to say, yes, you can help me. I need your help. I want your help. I call upon with this divine decree, blah, 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 and then you give them permission. I give you guys permission to pick me up and give me a spaceship ride. I'm really doing good with my motion sickness. I'm ready now. All right, the law of one, number 63. The Lord is one. All that is his. Of self, of the universe, of the activities in the earth. All moves and has its being within him. Everything is contained within the one. That's the law of one. You're doing great. Number 64, the law of order of creation. The beginning of law carries all the way through, first conceived in spirit, then grows in mental and manifests in the material. Restructure patterns of dysfunction into something different and sufficient to interrupt the old pattern. So the law of order of creation, something about more light than darkness. So you have to conceive it in spirit, grow it in the mental, then manifest it in the material. But to restructure patterns of dysfunction into something different, you have to have something sufficient to interrupt the old pattern. You got to have more light than darkness. Okay, I did a pretty good job reading my notes on that one. Number 65, the law of patience. So through it, we can learn to know ourselves, to measure and test our ideals, to use faith and seek understanding through all other virtues. and every soul comes into enlightenment in its own time and can manifest more profoundly. So keep on getting to know yourself. Keep on learning your stuffs. You don't need to be able to recite all of these laws, but like if at your core you just understand them, I think you'll naturally live them. Number 66, the law of patterns. Any habit pattern reasserts itself over time unless we break the pattern by doing something different that will have sufficient impact to interrupt the old pattern. So the law of patterns seems to go hand in hand with the law of order of creation. Number 67, the law of perfection. Absolute perfection of the process of our unfolding. Transcendental equals perfection. Conventional equals excellence. Strive for it. Our role, responsibility is to help the world be more loving, giving, kinder, gentle. We then expand into the perfection of our higher selves. So that's the law of perfection. It's just a process of unfolding. Number 68, the law of, it's like periodicity. Training for the aspirant will be cyclic and have ebb and flow as all else in nature. Times of activity along with times of silence. So that explains why we're doing good. Now we're not. We're doing good. Oh my God, now we're not. What the heck? Here we are again. We get it now. And then like finally we move on. It's a cycle. All right, number 69 is the law of planetary affinity. And this law is concerned with the connection of the interaction of the planets with each other and their eventual marriage. You guys, I don't know. I was searching the internet one day. I found 105 laws of the universe, and with an open mind, I thought about each one, and I took notes, and here they are. Number 70 is the law of polarity. Everything is dual and has poles. Everything has its pair of opposites. We get to choose love or fear. We get to choose. But what we put out, we get back. So that's the law of polarity. Like they overlap a bit with each other, which makes sense. Number 71 is the law of prayer and meditation. I wrote a lot about this. Oh my God, you guys, I'm struggling. All right, the law of prayer and meditation. Prayer is the precursor of meditation. Prayer is aligning and cleansing process, opening up our inner selves to the source of all life, communing with God, the consciousness of life, and its creator. Meditation is the freeing and emptying of ourselves of obstacles that hinder communication and allows us to channel the God force spiritually, mentally, and physically. God can then speak to us. And then I wrote, do both. Prayer and meditation. Do both regularly. Meet the living God within the temple of your own body. Meet the living God within the temple of your own body. The law of prayer and meditation. Number 72, the law of the present moment. Time does not exist. Time is a social agreement. Past, future have no reality except in our own mental constructs. We keep regret about past and anxiety about future alive within our imaginings, and time is abstract. Practice remembering all you have is here and now, and then present moments improve. Number 73, the law of process. The law of process, an awareness that we have things to accomplish in our life. We must set direction, create order, prepare well, and proceed in small but sure steps. Don't skip steps or shortcut. The law of process. Know to appreciate the small steps and accomplishments toward a goal. 74, the law of progress. Phenomenon of sensation. The key to this solar system of love, our system, sun of necessity or desire. So this law of progress is the working out into manifestation, part of the Deva kingdom and pranic energies. Okay, don't argue with me. It's what I wrote down. Number 75, the law of prophecy. The only true future that exists is the desire or will of the source of all creation unfolding in the I am now. Sacred geometry is a manifestation of God's love, helps tune into Akashic records. So I also wrote that when reading energy, know that it changes moment to moment. We can change the outcome of all prophecies. Just by hearing it, we change it to some degree. Yeah, so there's no actual future. So if you ask me to read your cards to tell you what's going to happen, as soon as we think about it, you're changing it. Number 76, the law of radiation. When internal activity has reached a stage of vibratory activity that the confining walls no longer form a prison. The law of radiation. When internal activity has reached a state of vibratory activity, then there are no walls. The law of clearing your throat. Number 77, the law of rebirth. Each life comes with ancient obligations and old relations and an opportunity to make restitution and progress. So the law of rebirth. Tread carefully on your path of life. So that's what I wrote. I would like to listen maybe to that podcast. You know, it's like, what do you have these ancient obligations, these old relations? You're getting an opportunity to make restitution and progress, to use the law of radiation and break those walls up and no longer be in this prison. All right, number 78. You guys, I'm starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel here. The law of rebound. Right of one to come out of a negative situation stronger or bolder with more soul growth than previously experienced. Traumatic situations create the need for rebound. And the soul often seeks negative occurrences to give self and observers a leap of faith. And sometimes you need that trigger. You need that trigger to help come out of a negative situation. Number 79. Ooh, I like this one. The law of repulse. I think I wrote this law. Symbol is an angel with a flaming sword turning in all directions. The law of repulse. This is the law of all destroying angels. The angel is guarding the treasure, driving man in search of another way to the entrance, rebirth, until he finds the portal of initiation. The law of repulse. I mean, I thought it was going to be grosser than that. All right, the law of responsibility. It is our responsibility to return to divine love, God, co-create, but don't become codependent, respect internal values, and find the point of balance. That's your responsibility. 81. The law of rhythm. Everything flows in and out. Everything changes and cycles. The pendulum swings always. Use this law to your advantage, or just be subject to it. Number 82. The law of right human relations. Defines limits of behavioral control with others in 3D. Do not forcibly teach. We all have our own inner guidance. Do not become dependent on each other. Answer your own questions within. You can only control yourself. Number 83, the law of right to one's own space. Everyone is entitled to make decisions for the self and decide belief systems they are comfortable with and create the life to fulfill their birth vision. So all truths are true. Number 84, the law of sacrifice and death. Destruction of form in order the evolving life may progress. Each human unit eventually becoming a savior. Number 85, the law of schools. Like at this point, I think I probably was just like, we're just making this up, right? The law of love and light is also the law of schools. So the initiate transcended self-consciousness attracts to himself through knowledge. And then I have 5 things written down. The initiate attracts to himself through knowledge his own higher self, so as to produce alignment and illumination. He attracts to himself his guru. He attracts to himself that which he seeks to know. He attracts to himself that which he can utilize in his work of service. And he attracts to himself other souls with whom he can work. Hi. All right, number 86 is the law of service. The light of the soul pours into the brain consciousness. The lower serves the higher, and that equals service. So yeah, that's cool. The law of service is the light of the soul pouring into our brain consciousness. So just like everything is consciousness, apparently that light can help us be more in service. Number 87, if you've made it this far, says the law of sex. It says physical merging of 2 poles. It's animal nature. It's duality and perpetuation offset by higher expression of law. And then I, in parentheses, write androgynous. And unfortunately, that's all I wrote about it. Okay, you guys, we are so close to covering all 105 universal laws. 88, the law of solar evolution. It's the sum total of all the lesser activities. The law of solar evolution, sum total of all lesser activities. All right, whatever. 89, the law of solar union, interplay of suns. So apparently I was getting tired at that point, and that's all I wrote. 90 is the law of sound. Yes. Every living thing in existence has a sound. Healing with sound is profoundly effective and has the power to restore people to their harmonic patterns. That's why music's so awesome. And chanting raises vibration, unimaginable results with group mantras. So we should be doing it together. And then I wrote down Om Mani Padme Hum. Okay, number 91, the law of spiritual approach. Conscious act to create with every thought, word, and deed the ability to be the reflection of its own God self. This is the law of spiritual approach. Every action is a prayer to the creator of all. Become your higher self. Become your higher self. The law of spiritual awakening, number 92. A basic level of self-control and stability is required to maintain the degree of effort required for the awakening of higher states of awareness. So more power and perception equals the need for moral impeccability. Misuse bears proportionally graver karmic consequence. So the more you know, the trickier it gets, because if you misuse it, you literally know better and you get more of a karmic consequence because you freaking know better. 93, the law of summons. Soul talk. One can learn how to lift the soul from the physical body and summon another soul to have a soul-to-soul talk. No conscious ego is present. Okay, so this law, the law of summons, is like if you and I are fighting, I could figure out how to lift my soul from the physical body and call on your soul from your physical body, and then our souls can freaking chat this out. And our conscious egos do not even need to be there. I mean, that could help maybe fix some problems. All right, we're so close. Number 94, the law of surrender. I'd like to surrender to silence right now. The law of surrender you may feel as a leap into an abyss or death if you haven't attained a complete trust and faith in God. The self is abandoned and you merge with a higher stage of existence, and God streams into the soul that has managed to negate the self. This is the surrender of the idea of I. All right. Home stretch, you guys. We can do this. 95. The law of synthesis. The will aspect.
fact, one of the three major laws of all things, abstract and concrete, exist as one. It is a unit of his thought, the sum total, the primary law of a heavenly man. Law of attraction has full sway. The law of economy is transcended. 96. The law of teaching concerns the responsibility people have to pass on that which they learn. If the human race will benefit, if in the highest interest and good of people to learn this info, then it is the law of teaching that says you need to teach what you know. So I'm trying to teach what I have learned, because there might be one person who needs to hear all these freaking laws. Me, probably mostly me, but maybe also you. Hey, have you had a favorite yet? Tell me what your favorite law is. Is there one that just seems like total BS? Tell me that one too. All right, the law of telepathy, like telepathic telepathy. The will projected from the third eye is a broadcasting apparatus of thought, plus the feeling calmly concentrated on heart space equals a mental radio that reoccurs, that something recurs thought waves. Yeah, my handwriting is total garbage, but what I think I'm saying is when you use your will in your third eye and then also get your feeling in your heart space at the same time, you become a mental radio, and then you create these thought waves that have a good impact. 98 is the law of three requests. Whenever we pray or request a higher power to assist us, we bring stronger energy to the effort by repeating our request or prayer 3 times. So the law of 3 requests. 99 bottles of beer. The law of time. The only moment we have is now. This is where we create. With thoughts and emotions and action, we can learn to skip into no time. Time helps us center in the moment without being overwhelmed by past lives. So we wanted the experience of time so that we could just be here instead of everywhere. We wanted this, you guys. All right, number 100. Number 100. Oh, there's so many. What was I thinking? The law of unconditional love. Loving ourselves and others as they are. Honoring soul paths. Loving without judgment and conditions, without reservations, without restraints. Unconditional love equals connection to the all. It's the secret to everything. Unconditionally love yourself. We become joyful. We become easygoing, agreeable. We say the right thing at the right time, and we connect with our higher self. Sounds good. I'm so proud of you for making it to 101, the law of unity. We are all connected. All have the seed of divinity. We are in 3D because we are under the illusion of separation. But the law of unity says we are never alone. We are one. We are all. All substance in this universe flows to us and through us. When we experience soul growth, the all benefits. So everything you're doing in your little dumb life is very important. Number 102, the law of universal sympathy. Aw, I drew a little goddess. How cute. Universal sympathy. Yogic power that allows a yogi, and a yogi is a person who is devoid of the ego principle. Yogic power that allows a yogi to transfer information or influence others' minds. Whoa. So once you transcend your ego, you can have a lot of influence in this world by using the universal law of universal sympathy. Transfer information, influence other minds. Okay. 103. The law of vibration. Basis of manifestations. Everything is in movement. Even atoms, even dust, even lower than dust. LOL. That's what I wrote. All that is begins and ends in spirit, completing a single cycle of evolution that will be repeated countless numbers of times through eternity. No wonder we're tired. Number 104, the law of will of God. We're so close to being done. All creation pushes forth to the God light. God is all good by reason of the good that all other things exist. Creators carry out their work of form building under the law of the will of God. God's will is that the human should be divine. So that's why we just keep on pushing towards God's light. Wait. Oh, I thought there was 106 laws. There's only 105. Okay, we're at the last one, you guys. Just like that, we're done. Guess what it is? The law of willpower. Individual drive within a soul extension personality which is projected from the complete entity. Differs for everyone, every soul, every personality. And the law of willpower is the right to generate its own degree of willpower. And it depends on everybody what you want to do with it. So anyways, that's that, you guys. We freaking did it. We just went over 105 universal laws. And now take it and do what you will with it. I think they were good reminders that we should remember that they exist. This stuff is the freaking best. I'm so divine. Thanks for hanging out for all of that. That was a lot. If you have extensions of thought with any of these laws of the universe, comment below, share what you know. You're supposed to teach what you've learned, what you've experienced. The more you share, the more that it really does help everybody. And I want to say grow the all, expand the all. Let us figure this out. I mean, after talking this long, how do I actually stop talking? Thank you.